Shaq's chicken farm.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
The fuck are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, just living, working, making it do what we do.
Living the American dream, right?
The American dream.
Paying a mortgage,
Oh, yeah.
drinking 8 beers a night, kicking my dog.
You know, just classic American things over
Yeah.
there. Nothing too crazy. Getting ready for nice long weekend. Columbus Day is coming up, so I got that off.
You got Columbus Day off?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't think we ever got... Did we get Columbus Day off? I know in my Catholic school they said, fuck your Columbus Day, you're coming in. Public schools, I know they gave that shit off. They gave like every holiday off.
Yeah.
But I know after Columbus Day, it's like the native, or it's like the indigenous. Is that the same day, or is that a different...
I think it's the same.
Fuck yeah. You know what? Good.
I think that's the new...
I have no side. Cheers to both sides. But you know what? I get it. Columbus was kind of a dick, honestly.
I mean, he really didn't discover anything. Like,
Yeah.
he got lost, and then he was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Wow, India.
Yeah.
No, sir, this isn't India.
It is, no, it's...
They
no.
said like Americo Vespucci discovered like, the states first.
Yeah.
Another Italian, so.
Yeah.
But they don't build any statues for that fucking guy. You know, it's bullshit. But Italian Americans love their Columbus, but he was straight up a dickhead. Like he was just was given
trash.
Yeah, he was given free reign to do whatever he wanted to like the indigenous people. Like, have you ever read that book, A People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn?
I started it, but I haven't
It's
finished
your
it.
classic college
Yeah.
socialist book. So it's good. It's a good book, actually. It's really good. Very eye-opening. But then, of course, there's people that disagree with this fucking guy. So it's... At the end of the day, this shit was like 4,000 years. What the fuck am I going to do about it, you know?
There's a saying, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Yeah, so that's the truth. But what else is going on with you, Vlad? How the fuck are you, man?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, you know, I just made some hot sauce, so that's pretty cool. Had the
We are
habaneros
old.
come in. Yeah. I'm going to tell you about my beer making, you know, next time.
Yeah, seriously. That's going to be our next thing. Or like the axe throwing we have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's... I've been like working out.
Oh, yeah?
That's just...
You gotta show off the guns.
Yeah,
Come on.
Well, I'm still waiting.
All right.
So, I'm waiting for the perfect time. Maybe like a beach party.
Muscle milk.
Muscle milk. But
Nobody
it's just...
can beat me. I'm the strongest.
Yeah.
My defense is impeccable.
I'm the strongest ever. I broke my back. Did you see that interview with him, Jim Gray? Where he's like, I
no.
broke my back. It's like, you broke your back, Mike? How? He's like, it's spinal. You're like, okay, Michael, let's get out of here. But no, I'm working out a lot, but it's just like the typical, I don't know what I'm doing. So I
Yeah.
don't know what, it's like when you walk into Planet Fitness and you just see people spinning around and not really doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's how it is. I'm not eating right, so that's a little tricky.
Oh,
but,
dude, diet is like the big, like...
yeah.
Dude, so I quick segue. So I bought this like fitness tracker, right? And I was like watching it count calories and shit. One day I walked like 4 miles and it's like, congratulations, you've burned like 400 calories.
Yeah.
Like, think about how much a Big Mac is. Think about how much lunch
That's
is.
nothing.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like
nothing.
half of it.
Like you would have to do so much exercise. So like, I think the diet is like crucial.
That's like 80% of it. That's what those
Yeah.
beefcakes say anyway.
So I mean, you're gonna have to kale.
The
You got some kale in your
drinking-
future?
The drinking is my big issue, right? So it's like the alcohol content.
Mhm.
Well, it brings us to our non-alcoholic beverages that are
Yeah.
like starting to catch wind. Are you saving calories at all, or is it just alcohol content?
So I think it's lower calorie, and I think it's also, I mean, obviously no alcohol.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a diet beer, you know? Like
Yeah.
you're getting the flavor, but it's a little bit toned down, you know?
It's weird because I guess it falls into a bunch of different categories, right? Of who the consumer is for that market. Like, because I guess you've got people who are ex-alcoholics
Mm-hmm.
or like really trying to like wean off of alcohol.
Yeah.
Then maybe you just got people who are like, I don't know, like a Mormon kid who wants to drink beer and he's like, wow, this Heineken is good, Dad. This is the best Monopoly night ever. It's like I will say the first time I've seen someone drink it I was at a wedding for my best friend last week, and his dad is kind of recovering from some surgery. So, and he was drinking a non-alcoholic Heineken.
Really?
I was like, what the fuck? And I mean, the bottle looks like a Heineken. And
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. I would wonder what they taste like. It's like, do they have that same kind of pheromone shit in there that makes you think you're drinking alcohol or what? Because why not just drink a Coke and smoke 20 cigarettes, you know? That's what I would do.
Well, so I think the thing that they're trying to... Well, first, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? There's the folks who are like... They love like the socialness of the drinks, you know, the alcohol, like that whole aspect of it. But they just don't want to get like wasted for whatever reason, you know, or they're like trying to put some distance between themselves and alcohol. So like there is, I think there's a lot of people who also too come from like super religious backgrounds where it's like you can't drink, you know, so they're picking up like the Heineken Zeros and some of the, you know, diet beers and stuff. But yeah, that's a good question. Like, do they taste the same? I imagine it's kind of like with regular beer, right? Like you got some shit tier beer and then you've got some like super craft beer, you know? So
it's weird. It's almost like, because you know how like some vegans are like, they get the Impossible Burger and they want it to, it has the like the beet like thing.
Yeah, it's like blood.
How sick are you? If you already don't want a burger, right? Because of like animal but then you want it to look like a dead animal. It's almost like it defeats the purpose, right? Like you should just eat some tofu, you know, just eat tofu, put ketchup on it if you want blood. But if you don't want the mistreatment of animals, but then you want the fucking burger to bleed like a dead animal. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's got to bleed some kind of way, Joey. I mean,
yes, it's just
like what else are they gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe they should just eat a burger. Eat a real burger. Just
real meat.
Yeah, they eat a real meat, like a real American.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fucking weird. I don't like it. I don't understand it. That means I don't like it. So.
I mean, can you cure veganism, Joey?
I don't know. It seems like a growing trend, right? It was just a weird kid who listened to Alanis Morissette when you were like really young, but now it's like everyone.
So the one thing that I have heard though, like on a serious note about veganism, is that there's a solid percentage of vegans who like they were meat eaters before, but then they go to the slaughterhouses, they go to the farms, and they see like
they see the trauma.
Yeah, it's like how the sausage is made,
right?
You know, and so then they're like, oh fuck, you know, I can't. There's no meat for me. So, but I don't know, meat is pretty tasty. I mean,
I'll never stop eating it. You suck them glizzies down, baby. Oh man, our co-producer Nelson is joining us behind the table. He's our research assistant.
Petro.
Shout out Young Petro. He also does our music,
which
has been great. Actually, probably need a new song for the new season, so he'll get us with that. But yeah, you know, I would say I would love to try non-alcoholic beer, but I'm not gonna spend money on it. And
if it's at like a social event, you'll try it.
Yeah,
you're not gonna waste your money on beer that has no alcohol.
Right. Once my liver takes a shit, then I'll try it. I'll have to. So
that'll get you through the last 20 years.
Yeah. And my wife will be the one to like buy it and be like, "This is alcohol." And I'm like, "Thank you." So who knows? Maybe I'll have like the placebo effect drinking a Heineken.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
So it's funny you mentioned that because there's an article that talks about. I think they were doing some kind of research at like a grad school or something. So they gave people some non-alcoholic drinks, like, you know, Heineken Zero, and there's apparently like some wines and stuff too. And of course, like the people were thinking like, oh yeah, this is regular stuff. So a couple minutes later,
really?
Yeah.
No, they were like loosening up without even knowing it. There's no alcohol in it.
Because of that
thought of
just that expectation of like you're having a drink. This is what you do. You know.
That's some weird Freudian shit right there.
Yeah,
that's
it messes with your mind.
Some Stanford project stuff. Like do you remember the thing they did where they made like prisoners and then they had you had like the guards and you had the inmates. Yeah. And they made a movie out of it. I never saw it, but I heard it was really good, but it's crazy like what the human mind is.
Yeah, so that's like some real animal farm shit.
Yes, exactly.
So for our listeners at home, the context of this experiment is basically they divided the participants into two groups. So you have the inmates and you have the prison guards. And the prison guards basically got to do whatever they wanted, right? Like they get to agree on some set of rules and then they're enacting those rules with the inmates. And the inmates are basically like at the mercy of everybody. And of course this just devolves into like the worst Hunger Games type shit. So it's some wild stuff. Yeah, they were like, you clearly had this subservient class. And then some guards were nice and they would stay nice, but some guards were given a little more power throughout the experiment, then they would just take it to another fucking degree. Yeah. And it got out of hand too. I think it got like some serious like psychological effects. Some of these rich kids who went to Stanford,
They've been never had an experiment on, for fuck's sake. So,
but I think they had to end the experiment early because it was like, it just completely gone off the rails.
That was back in like the 70s too, where there wasn't like any cameras around, and you probably could get away with whatever you wanted to do. Yeah. So that's definitely a problem. But let's talk about this issue that's popping up in the world, and
what's afflicting society? It's our new scourge.
Afflicting society like you wouldn't believe, and that's sperm count in men.
Yeah. So this is an interesting one. So there's not this month, but I think there's been some news, just, you know, as with everything that's happening in 2020, 2021, 2020 part 2, whatever you want to call it. So apparently globally, men's sperm count has been decreasing, which, you know, as a man, I was very concerned about this.
Yes.
You know, I was like, what the fuck? So they say it's the chemicals, it's the plastics, you know, it's all the stuff that we're doing modern day society that we're now reaping the benefits of. Yeah,
no, I definitely think it is that. I think it's like a lot of, I mean, personally, I think it's probably not, it's the food we're eating now too, because there's a lot of GMO. You can't tell me GMOs are great, Bill Gates, if as soon as they've been introduced, now all the sperm counts though. But I don't know if that's the only factor. I know in like obese men, it's more prevalent. So, because they did a study in the UK recently, I think it was like 2010, and they found no real like drastic difference in sperm growth or infertility or whatever in men. So again, it's a bunch of science shit. I mean, who knows? I don't know. It seems like it changes every day. But I will say, I think it focuses more on like the fatties in the world, right? Like the fat guys, just like the really obese, just eating McDonald's. Because just think about it, you eat McDonald's all day, every day, or whatever. It's not good for you.
So obesity obesity is going to hit you in a lot of different ways. Right. Like basically all your shit's going to get fucked if you're overweight. Yeah. But I mean also too, like Americans are some of the most obese people on the planet. So
that's where I think it comes from the most, because obesity, those rates have grown so much over time. In the past 50 years, it's like, of course it's...
I mean, we have a whole My 600 Pound Life. Yeah. You know, there's a whole mini series on it now.
That show is great when you're just like watching it, and then it's just... Sometimes, 3 episodes in, you're like, this is fucking depressing.
Yeah, it gets too real sometimes. I'm just like, I need to go exercise.
Yeah, it's funny to watch them eat a bunch of like Teddy Grahams and Oreos and 4 pizzas, and then you're just like, oh god. Actually, you get really hungry watching them, but then you get grossed out pretty quick when they're chugging like 4-liter Pepsis, and it's just fucking gross. But I don't know. I think also it probably depends on what country you're in. Like the Finnish people have the strongest sperm count, but then the Danish have the lowest. So I'm like, the Danish aren't fucking eating a bunch of McDonald's, are they? Like, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't think it's like 100% obesity. I mean, I think if you're overweight, that definitely plays a significant role. But also too, you know, there are these like zones around the world. I think they call them like blue zones or something. And so that's like places around the world where people live like on a regular basis to like 100, and there's like a lot of social activity and all that. So, I mean, I can imagine like the opposite of that, you know, like where people are just like, 27, you know, just dying. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it can be anything. Like I don't know if this is true, but like I've heard, like seen things on The Simpsons, right, where they're like, if your like underwear is too tight, like, you know, you're gonna kill your
balls
sperm
off. Or something. That's an old wives' tale.
So it's like it could be anything and everything. You know.
That's like when they tell you if you wore boxers, you know, your balls would be hanging down to your like knee. You remember that? You never told that? Someone out there was told that. It's a weird thing because it's also weird because it's like if you're low in sperm count as like a whole group, like a men, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not having kids either, too, right? It's just they're counting the sperm count. Yeah. So there's probably some dudes who shoot blanks.
You just got less juice to work with.
Yeah, so you just got to be, maybe that's really fertile sperm, or I don't know.
I hope so.
They're really fertile. I don't know.
Better train them like Usain Bolt. Like, come on, guys, we got to move fast.
Get up in there, quick. I can't do in vitro. I can't afford that. But no, I mean, to me, it's just, I've always heard that, like, sperm count is decreasing around the world. And I don't know if it's like, because a lot of, like, men think there's like a pussification of men. Like in the past like 20 years, I'm like, you can't be a man, and toxic masculinity, and you know, if you play football somehow you're just some dumbass like
the kind of jock mindset.
Yes,
or
like
stereotype.
stupid jock. Like
Yeah, I mean, I think that stereotype has been out there for a while, but I mean, honestly, you look at like a lot of athletes and they're like extremely smart.
Yeah.
You know,
oh yeah.
like there's he's not in the NFL, but I can't remember his name, but the richest NBA player, like former athlete, is actually not Michael Jordan. It might be Michael Jordan. This guy might be number 2, or like they might be flipped. But he opened up like a whole chain of Wendy's franchises with his money. So he's like,
he's loaded.
Yeah, he's balling now.
Huh.
And I don't think he was like an exceptionally good player. He's just smart with his money.
He was smart. Yeah. Well, you can give a player, because you know some players make like $4 million a year, which is obviously a lot of money. But if you're making that for like a 5-year, 6-year deal, you can definitely take that if you're smart and make like lifetime or generational wealth.
Yeah, but then on the flip side too, right? It's like, you know, some of these guys, 18, 17,
coming from nothing.
Yeah, and then they're like, hey, look, here's $5 million.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's just a signing bonus, buddy.
Yeah, but they're gonna, you know, some folks are gonna blow that on the car.
Well, then here comes the family out of the woodwork.
Yeah,
your cousin you saw when you were 4 who needs a new car.
You know, I need my own mansion. I'm sorry, I don't. House prices are just crazy.
I try to think like if I had a family member, like say I had like a distant cousin who just got big and like got signed in the NBA or like the NFL. I honestly feel like I wouldn't be the asshole to call him up and be like, dude, I'm so happy. Like, could you help me get an Aston Martin? I just don't think I have that in me to be like that baggy, you know? But have you seen the documentary Broke on ESPN? And it's exactly about what we're talking about, like all these young players coming into the league. And some of them are like superstars, so they're on like their 2nd, 3rd, 4th contract. It just talks about how they blew their money, like all of it. Like more money than most people ever even dream about. And it's gone and
because it's crazy, like the amount of money that they have access to, right? Like, I think there's a story about Shaq at Walmart. He dropped like 70 grand, you know? He was just, I think, like transferring teams or something, and he's like, okay, I need 4 TVs.
Give me that blender.
Yeah, and he just blew all that money. But
they like declined his card at Walmart is what happened.
Yeah. It was just like, no, who spends 70 grand at Walmart? Like, that's insane shit.
I swear, I feel like that story, he said he spent $1 million in a day, like at one point.
Yeah, he did.
Because he bought like 3 cars or something.
Oh, yeah. So I think what it was is he bought himself a car and then, you know, drove it home.
Yeah.
His dad was like, where's mine?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, Dad, let's go to the dealership.
Big Daddy. I'm gonna bring one.
So they go, they pick one up for his dad, right? They both get back home. They got their nice new cars. Mom comes out. Son?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just making it rain, you know?
And not cheap cars, right?
No, I mean...
if it's $1 million in a day,
they're
probably like Rolls Royce or like Bentleys or whatever. But...
It's not what we're driving.
Shaq, to go back to that though, Shaq is like a very successful investor too.
Yeah.
So he took a lot of his money and like just, like you said, the Wendy's franchise. I think he bought, or he did the Papa John's.
Yeah.
So he's like the new Papa John.
Dude, Shaq is like everywhere. Like he does Papa John's. He does
Icy Hot.
Icy Hot.
That's been his longtime gig.
Oh yeah. He does the General Auto Insurance.
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean. I've seen him do some stuff for. Like he's really. There's also an interview where he's talking about this, and I think one of the things he was saying is just building his network.
Yeah.
You know, because at one point I think he was like in a room with the folks from Google.
Yeah.
Or like at an airport or something, and he overheard a conversation. You know, was just like, "Hey, I'm Shaq. How you doing?" You know, and then they're like,
"I like computers too."
And they were just like, "Hey, you should invest in this thing." And he's like, early investor in Google.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's crazy. Yeah, because I know he was saying like there's a difference between obviously wealth and like just being rich. Like, being rich is like I have $1 million, but wealth is like a generational.
Yeah.
Like my kids won't struggle, your kids won't struggle, their kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Shaq's pretty inspirational, man. I like him, and I know he also did like a recent interview where he said he doesn't want to be a celebrity anymore. So he thinks they're all insane and just nuts. I think the pandemic really brought the craziness out of celebrities. Just like the whole John Lennon. Do you remember when they did the Imagine song where all those celebrities sang? It was just terrible.
Oh, was this
It was the heart of the
lockdowns. Is like the celebrities are like they all came together to sing the song.
Yes.
It's like, I know you're going through something.
Yeah.
But here's a song for
We're
you.
here to help. Fuck you. You're already at your fucking mansion with your. You don't even. That's where you live anywhere. That's you do cocaine everywhere. You don't have to leave. The dealer comes to your house, so nothing's changed for you, Ellen.
Yeah, I mean that song really wasn't helping out anybody.
No, that pissed me off. That was just that was fucked up. Yeah. Anyway, back to sperm count.
Yeah. What about that sperm count?
Laptop's not working. I honestly, it's alarming. I think it is predominantly food, but I also think it could be medication. There's so many new medications out there that's probably giving people maybe like some signs of infertility or low sperm count. Because everyone's on some kind of anti-synoptic drug, and where you're...
I mean, when you watch the commercials, right, like there's always that little voice at the end that's like, may cause death, swelling, irritable bowel syndrome.
Depression and low sperm count.
Yeah, and it's like, this shit is like...
Motherfucker, this is Viagra! I need this shit!
But like all the side effects are worse than the thing it's actually trying to solve, and it's like, okay, maybe we just shouldn't be taking this stuff.
I was just on my mind. I don't know why I even like said that.
But you know, it's like this. This is one of those things that I feel like as you get older, like you start to think about, right? Because so my doctor, right? Like I go every year, get a physical, and I was talking to him last year. Because he had asked me like 2 years back, he's like, do you exercise? Like, do you run? Do you do anything? And I'm like, nah, I'm fine. I'm good. You know, it's whatever.
Famous last words.
Yeah. And so he's like, well, you know, and he's this older guy. So he's like 60 years old, white hair.
Is he fit?
He is fit, but he's not like...
Because a lot of doctors are not fit and they tell you to work out.
Yeah, I mean, that's hypocrisy, but like they're doctors. Right. So I think they can...
He does know that's a fact. Still.
Yeah. But this guy, my doctor, was like, he's not like jacked or anything, but you know, you can tell he's like athletic. So he's like, well, you know, when you get to be your age, and I was like, wait a second, hold on, like we're still young here, like what's going on? Yeah. But so he was like, you know, you're gonna have to work like harder just to maintain. And so I was like, he's like, you know, you should do like a marathon or so. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, you know, I'm not
my life is falling apart right before my very eyes.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's the real thing, you know, so I say all that to say, like, now I'll try to get into this, like, morning routine and habits. So I'll, like, wake up, do some yoga, take my dog for a walk, you know, and it's like, I think it helps, you know, I don't know, so.
Maintain is one of the big vocab words when you get to 30.
Yeah.
It's just maintain. You don't even know what it means anymore. It just means keep off the pounds of the shit you ate last night. You're not going to lose weight. Just maintain, you know?
Yeah.
It's depressing.
I mean, most of the people I know who like are really like exercise buffs, they do it just so they can eat whatever they want.
Yeah, that's true. But, yeah, those like when The Rock posts, because I follow him on Instagram.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He posts his cheat days, which is
insane.
I think he does once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty fair. Like when you're just a fucking maniac like The Rock. But like the pizza, the cookies, the ice cream. I'm just like, holy shit. But it's like, it's a good reward, right?
Yeah.
Because you're kicking ass the whole time. And he wakes up at 4 a.m.
I mean,
it's just fucking crazy.
But you know he had to be like a former fat kid. Like, I mean,
I think he was pretty, well, when he got into WWE, he was like kind of chunky. Like, he was like, he'll rip your head off, but he wasn't like, just like this fucking like svelte.
Yeah, he's not blob.
Yeah. But, that's, he's definitely like our Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, no, we had Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like Nelson, our co-producer. That's your Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Because he's like in everything.
Oh, yeah.
Good movie, terrible. Well, mostly just not good movies.
He was even in Fast and the Furious.
Jungle Book 2 or... Not Jungle Book. Jumanji.
Jumanji, yeah.
Was he Jungle Book 2? No, he wasn't.
No.
What the fuck? What's Jungle Book?
Jungle Book is the one, like, Mowgli. And...
Oh, that's the snake.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's in fucking everything. It's crazy. Now, The Rock, we know he doesn't have low sperm count, right? Because you just don't have low sperm count when you're The Rock.
I mean,
he's probably got fake. He's probably got like a Wizinator or something. Shits out the sperm. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too alarmed with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's one of those things like you need to go like, you know, call your doctor tomorrow. I think it's just some scientists say they notice a trend. Other scientists say they don't notice a trend. I say, you know, take care of yourself, do what you can.
Yeah.
We're all going to die at some point anyway.
Yeah, that's great. Very nice, Vlad.
Inspirational.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's just a way for us to, like, depopulate the world, right? Because we have too many people.
Yeah.
Right?
Population control.
You know, Bill Gates loves that, so maybe he's the one funding all the McDonald's. I don't know.
He's in bed with Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, literally. And Jeffrey Epstein's island.
Who knows?
Dun,
dun, dun.
He went there. We know he went there. I know you went there, Bill. Yeah, no. Okay, so let's kind of switch topics and segue into Amazon has got a video game now. What's going on with this flat? I don't like it.
More billionaires are doing more shit just to wave their BDs around, you know. So if it wasn't enough, right? Bezos is going to space, and you know he's
going to the tip of space, though. Right? It's not really space.
But isn't the tip what matters, Joey?
Nah, I mean the tip. Sometimes the tip is all you need for a lot of women, and men, and
humans,
trans, and whatever else.
People.
Right? I know we'll edit
Folks.
that one out.
But yeah, so what's going on with Amazon, right? Is like in Jeffrey Bezos's quest to rule the entire world. Amazon is now coming out with a new game. I think it's called New World.
Yeah.
And so it is a massively MMO RPG, whatever that acronym is.
I love those.
So yeah, it's out now, you know, and so supposedly they're also coming out with a huge competitor to Google Stadia.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be, they're gonna have all their games in the cloud, and you don't have, you know, you could just.
I hate it.
I
don't like it.
It's the way the world is going, Joey.
Not in my world. I want mine on a hard drive where it can be corrupted at any moment.
You're gonna be that old man with like the VHS tapes, like this is my way.
GameCube. Goddamn son of a fucking bitch, Mario. So I looked into the old world.
Yeah.
It is very like, because I love the MMORPG, whatever. I'm not a big World of Warcraft guy and Diablo, and that's what it looks like to me. So I'm kind of, but it also looks like a mixture between that and like the Dark Souls games and stuff. So it does look like a little more advanced in terms of like what, because you know, like the old Diablos, it's like you just see like it's just like a grid kind of game, but this one looks a little more immersive, a little more detailed. So I'm interested. I mean, it's good to have more competition. I'm more of like you know, I grew up on consoles, so I never really played like Diablo. I know they released.
You're not really like a PC gamer.
Not a PC gamer. I appreciate it. I think a lot of it's like really cool and stuff. I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon. That was like my shit.
Yeah.
That was an amazing game. I still play that on the phone, but I'm more like pissed off right now in the video game industry with just the bullshit they're giving us. So like, I got
So what's going on? Talk to us, Joe.
I'm just, they don't hit like they used to anymore. These games aren't hitting. I don't know if it's I'm a little older, more responsibility, but they're just fucking boring and lazy. The developers are super lazy. So like Madden, for example, I'm a big Madden fan. I haven't even bought Madden the past 2 years. And it's because it's basically, they've been doing this for a while. It's like a updated roster every year. So there's no new mechanics. They're using this like, it's not physics type of gameplay. It's more like a simulation. So it's almost like it's a predetermined match whenever you play. So it's not very realistic. EA Sports owns the rights. They're in a contract with the NFL to keep producing this shit until like 2026. So we still have like another 4 or 5 years of this bullshit. Everyone's fed up. It's just games like that I'm like really, those are the games I buy every year. But now I'm not even buying those. And I got this PS5 that has no games. There's no games. I can't get anything.
Because you put in some real work to get that PS5.
Yes, I worked my ass off. And you know, it's great. It's a beautiful system. And the games I have, it's fun, blah, 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 whatever. But that's like, I don't know. And then they bumped up the price and shit on the game. So that's like, now it's $70.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they were wanting to do that for a while. But it's like,
what are you getting?
I don't know. I mean, it's typical games. So any game on the PS5 is $70, just flat out.
Wow.
That's bullshit. So
help me understand this, because I have always been more of a PC gamer guy, but that's also kind of a function of like I was never allowed to have consoles growing up, so I couldn't actually play
you had to
them.
lie with your computer and just say there were no games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but like something like Madden, right? To me, like this is how I look at it. It's the same game, like you're just changing the characters every year.
Yeah.
So like, what's the appeal of it?
Well, so you're right. That's what it's been for the past like 4 years, and that's why it's just really hard. Because I bought 2020, but previous to that, I hadn't bought any Madden. So that's the problem I'm having with it. Is they're not changing gameplay or presentation or all these things that people really want, like these diehard. Because I've been playing it since like 2001.
Yeah,
like 20 years. So it's just the problem with Madden and games like Madden is they're obsessed with, it's called Madden Ultimate Team. It's pretty much people pumping in money, real money, to buy players to make their own team.
This is the DLC shit?
Exactly. So it's a lot of like the loot box shit for Madden, and the same thing for NBA 2K, where it's like you just buy your team. You don't earn shit anymore, you buy shit. So they're really obsessed with making that dynamic of the game really cool.
Yeah.
But then they say fuck like franchise mode or whatever other modes like diehards want to play. So it's just basically a bunch of 8-year-old kids buying all this shit. That is their fan base. That's what they're doing it for. Yeah. So it's really frustrating, but
I mean, because I guess that makes sense then, because if you can just buy your way to like winning the game, that's a huge revenue stream for them.
Yeah.
They're not actually caring about like, Joey's been playing this thing for 20 years. Like he's
give him
dedicated.
Money once, the poor guy, man.
Yeah. Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we're looking at. I mean, there's just not any. I mean, there's a nice lineup coming out for the PS5, but it's just like I'll sit down and play, and like I'm excited to play, and I play some, and I'm just like, this fucking sucks.
So, are there any games like that have come out recently or like slated to come out that you're excited about? Like anything is looking good, or it's all just trash?
Like the new God of War, Ragnarok is coming out, but I looked at that and it just looks like the old one. I don't know. I don't know if I got duped or what, but it's just not impressing me. And I have games on it. So like the Spider-Man game, the Miles Morales, amazing. Should be game of the year. I don't know if it won game of the year, but they've got good stuff. It's just nothing that's like keeps me on it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just pisses me off. But you got the old Xbox back there, man.
Yeah, I got the 360. Yeah. I was like dialed in Xbox 360.
What happened?
Halo 2 in my college days. Like I would.
Oh, you were back in the day. You were playing that.
Yeah. Okay. Back in the day.
Respect.
So because that was, I think, the game. So I was like a big Halo fan. Like story mode, yeah, that's great and everything, but I want to like play multiplayer. Like I always just love to play multiplayer. So I got the Xbox 360 like super late, right? Like it. After everyone else and their mom and their dog had it, like bought it for like $10 off Craigslist or something. So there's like
That's still exciting though.
Yeah.
It's still fun. Like,
oh yeah. Dude, I like, so I would stay up until like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. just playing like Halo 2 Xbox Live. It was so much fun. And now like I'm trying to get back into it. So I'm like, okay, if I want to play Halo again and kind of have that multiplayer, like what do I do? So I think now either I need to spend like, an arm and a leg on a brand new console, or there's like this, I think it's like Halo Ultimate or something like that for like Steam, but then I think you got to buy some shit. Like it's the same.
It's for PC though?
Yeah, there's a PC version, I think. But the like, where all the action is on the console.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't want to shell out like $500 just to play one game on multiplayer. Like I gotta get more for my money.
Yeah, that's the thing you got to figure out is like, are you gonna play it a lot, right? Like, because if you do say get that new Xbox Series X or whatever, with Halo, because you can get like the Halo Edition one now, and you just kind of weigh out those options. Am I going to stay up all night on a weekend? That's the problem. That's the problem I'm having. It's just like I sit there and play it. I'm like, I'll fall asleep in the chair.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, it's fucking sad.
Bored gaming.
Yeah. But that's another thing is because I love Halo. I don't, obviously that doesn't come out on Sony, so it's like the new one's coming out, the Halo Infinite. So I'm like, fuck, I would really like to play that. But
see, that's the thing. It feels like a scam to me, right? When these games are like, I'm exclusively on the console that you don't have.
Right. Yeah, that's a problem. They need to get rid of that. I like it because of the competition, so it's like kind of keeps people like reinventing stuff, invent something new, but Xbox has been really underwhelming too with a lot of their releases and stuff. So I think Halo will be okay. It sounds like it's like very buggy, but yeah, you know, it's just doesn't hit like it used to. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Sitting there, I'm not like really excited about playing anything. I have a shit ton of games. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Sucks. I think you need to be stoned to play video games. Because like if you're stoned, anything is better.
Yeah.
But video games are a lot more fun. So
that's the secret right there.
yeah, honestly. But yeah, what else we got, Vlad? What else is popping in your world?
Yeah, so apart from that, you know, there's been a couple interesting things happening in the news. You know, this is kind of also in the Amazon wheelhouse. So Twitch, which I believe you are a streamer on.
I'm a streamer, yeah.
You're a Twitch streamer.
Very big.
So they actually they had a huge data breach. So like all their shit got leaked, like the source code for Twitch, payment details of like which streamers are earning how much money.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's a source? What do you mean source detail? What's that?
So the source code for like the Twitch platform, apparently, like that guy,
Like IP addresses or something, or
like the actual code of like the software, because this is some software that like lives on the cloud, right? And so like all the engineers and stuff who built it, this is like the recipe basically for how you build Twitch. So I'm kind of curious to see like what's gonna happen, because like
that's spooky.
Yeah. So apparently this was like happening because they like whoever, you know, was maintaining this or like guarding it or whatever had like just a very weak password.
You're kidding me.
So that's what the internet
It was
says.
password 123.
Hello 1234.
What the fuck, really?
See, it sounds really weird. I don't know. This is just something I read on the internet, but supposedly the source code is out. So, I mean,
so hackers can look into that. People who understand code and can like just figure out their like.
Yeah, so if what this means is like if this is actually true and the source code for Twitch is out there, like you can just go and create your own like Twitch clone. Like,
whoa.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there's like open source versions of Twitch coming out in like the next, you know, year or so. Because why should Amazon have a monopoly on gaming, streaming, you know?
They bought Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Keep it with the people, man. That's kind of weird. So has anyone taken responsibility for it, or is it just this typical bullshit you never find out who did it?
I don't know. So I don't think any groups have actually been like named as like, you know, these are the folks who did it. I think right now it's like still not, I don't want to say anonymous because that's a group, right? But like, I think they don't know who did it.
Well, we know it's definitely either Russians or Chinese, right?
Gotta be.
They're after America. They want to take down Twitch. The most like, American thing you
Twitch
can do right now.
connects directly into our power grid infrastructure,
yeah.
which gives us our competitive advantage. The aliens told me this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Facebook is over. Stop fucking with Facebook. Let's go.
Oh yeah, they went down this week, right?
That was weird. Because of the whistleblower. Now I was happy for this woman to come forward. Now I've looked into it. I don't know if she's real.
Do you think it was because of the whistleblower though?
Yeah. Well, I don't think she's like a legit whistleblower. I think she's just trying to.
You think she's a plant?
Yeah, for sure. And I don't want to talk about why right now. Okay.
All right.
But I will on our next episode. We'll
All
talk
right.
about this. But I was very into it. I was like watching the hearing and stuff. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, you tell him, babe. And then I'm like looking into it more, and I'm like, it just seems weird. Just with like her talking about regulating Facebook. I just had like a lot of weird concerns, and I started researching it, and I was like, yeah, there's a lot of people that are like calling this chick out. So that'll be for another time, though. I don't want to get into it too right now. You know,
we'll get back to that.
Divulge my hand right now.
It's like a fine line.
Yeah.
Fine wine. We gotta let it age.
Yeah. But it was weird because Instagram is also obviously owned by Facebook and WhatsApp. Couldn't use any of them. It's fucking weird. So it was like they're, as someone who has experience in this field, that was like at the heart of the system, right? Because why would all three of them go down?
So what I read is like there were two separate things, right? There's a whole whistleblower like story, but then Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp going down were like a configuration issue with DNS. So this thing called DNS is basically like, I mean, imagine you open Google Maps. It's the thing that tells you what the address is. So you'll put in, you know, like taco joint Austin. right? Or like Sour Duck Austin. And it'll tell you like, oh, 2745, like, you know, East Riverside or something. And so somehow, right, like that little DNS record, like somebody misconfigured it or did some shit, and it was like, we don't know how to get to Facebook anymore. So as somebody who works in tech, like I think that's 100% realistic. Like configuration changes can just fuck you up, even though it's like a super simple thing. The surprising thing to me is like how long the outage was, because usually like a company the size of Facebook, it might be down for like a minute, maybe 5 minutes.
You just unplug it and plug it back in. You know?
Yeah, you turn it off, turn it back on.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Zuck? Come on.
Wait 10 seconds.
They zucked it up.
That's weird.
But yeah, it's strange.
It was down for a while too. It was like 5 hours, 6 hours.
The thing is, so for me, like I actually didn't even notice it. Like I just read the article.
That's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah,
I mean, mental health right there. I didn't notice it. So I know going to Instagram was like, what the fuck, man? What the fucking going on?
I mean, it's almost like Candy Crush, right? Like you get the little notifications.
I played a lot of that too.
Oh, gotta get those bears.
It's the ultimate Karen game.
Oh yeah. So I was reading something and they're saying like Candy Crush was intentionally designed to be like super addictive and give you the little notifications.
I hate to say it, I've actually purchased a couple things on Candy Crush. Couple extra moves, couple, whatever. Go back and do it again type shits. Stupid.
So here's my thing. Like we know how to sell people shit. We know how to market shit to people, right? Like we can get folks hooked and addicted on like apps and games and stuff. Why not just do all that stuff for like exercise and healthy living and dieting?
That's a great point, but it's almost like the same shit with McDonald's. Why is the salad $14, but you can get 5 cheeseburgers for $4? You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's like, I don't think they want you to be that, you know?
They don't want you to succeed.
They
don't want us to win.
No, they don't. I really don't think they do. The global elitists, man. Right, Vlad?
DJ Khaled said it first.
Yeah, he did. We taken over.
Wait, yeah?
One plane at a time. Guys, with that, we actually want to plug in our Austin...
our local Austin restaurant spot. So we went to... we went to a little spot called Sour Duck over there in East Austin. And they have all kinds of food. I know, like, I had the burger. What did you have, Joey?
I had a burger too. That was really good.
Yeah.
It was like the actual like steak sandwich type, or not steak sandwich, the
steak burger.
Yeah. Hit us with it. What do you think about this place?
You know, I actually thought that Sour Duck was going to be your typical pretentious Austin East Side vibe, and I was wrong actually.
You were right and wrong.
Yeah. So, you know, we pulled up, and of course, you know, you see like there's like Airstream trailer, and you know, typical Austin. It's like, oh God, here we go again. Mm-hmm. But to be fair, the food was actually really good, and you know, they had a great selection of beers. I think, you know, you and I both had burgers, like, which did not disappoint.
They were really good. A lot of fries.
Oh yeah.
This is the second time I've been here too, either the second or third time, and the food's always been really good. And I got something totally out of left field compared to like a typical burger. So both were really good. Really good coffee. They have really good breakfast items. You can do like a brunch. You can do lunch. I don't know if they're open on dinner time.
I don't know.
Just go during lunch.
But they also have gigantic chocolate chip cookies, like bigger than you've ever seen before.
That's like a really good way to get to my heart.
Oh yeah.
Good desserts. So everybody, you have got to check out Sour Duck Market. Whether you're passing through Austin or you just live here, you've never even heard of the dang place, just come. It'll be fun. And guys, with that, we bid you adieu. Got anything to tell the viewers?
You know, thanks guys for listening. We always appreciate your feedback. So hit us up on social, @Nigh podcast on Instagram. Let us know what you think. We want to hear from you.
Thanks guys. See you next week.
See you.